Hello everyone, we are group 3. Our group members are Hailin, Jiale, Yixuan, Yiran, Zitong. And our project is an NFT marketplace. Next page, please. This is the content of our presentation. Next page, please. Our NFT marketplace is a community to sell, buy, and create an NFT automatically. Digital creators could upload and auction NFTs. Secondly, buyers can comment, buy, and follow NFTs. Next page, please. This is a simple homepage of our project. This is a wallet page. People can top up their account and use the virtual currencies to buy NFTs. Next page, please. Next, I'm going to introduce some common functions. For end users, they can sign in and obtain access code to access this website and so on. For administrators, they can review NFT products and decide whether to approve the release of the NFT product. For technical team, they need to maintain the system and update the system versions. Next page, please. This is the AD hook diagram, which displays the interaction between end users, administrators, and the technical team. In addition, it also shows the simple architecture of the system and lists the external technologies and third-party libraries used by the project. My group members will introduce the next page. Thank you.
Thanks, Jiale, showing us the functions of the whole project. I'm Yixuan. I and other members of our group will show some diagrams of the whole system. As you can see now, there is a use case diagram that shows the different ways of interaction between each user and the system, including end users, administrators, and the technical team. As we proposed in the previous section on the functions of the system, the use case diagrams shows us exactly what the different users can do in the system. In the use case specifications of the system, the details of each use case can be displayed, such as goals, success, and failure condition. For example, the success of the published NFTs to market requires that others can see the published NFTs in the marketplace. A precondition for completing the comment NFTs and rank them is that the user has successfully signed into the system. For view transaction history, the administrator can view the transaction history of all users, but only if the administrator is signed into the system and there must be existing NFT product transactions in the system. Next, Hailin will present us with activity diagrams.
This is Hailin. This diagram shows the NFT publishing process for the users. First, the users can select the NFT product to be published. Then the system sends a request to the databases for processing. If the request is successful, the database response will be awaited and the NFT will be published. And then the system will update the user record and complete the NFT publishing activity. Then the next diagram shows the user activity flow for creating, changing, and deleting announcements. When a user needs to post an announcement or modify an announcement, they click on the corresponding button and enter the content. And the system sends a request to the databases for processing. If the request is processed successfully, the announcement can be posted. When the user needs to delete the announcement, click on the button and delete the announcement. Then the system will send a processing request to the databases. After request is sent successfully, the announcement is deleted successfully. Then Yiran will introduce interaction diagram.
Thanks, Hailin. Now I will give an introduction about the interaction diagram. The first diagram describes the interaction process between the user, the system, and the database when the user creates a new virtual wallet. With a successful login, the user clicked the Create a New Virtual Wallet button and entered the necessary information into the system. The system accepts the information and sends it to the database. After the database confirms this information, it will give feedback to the system. If the confirmation is correct, the wallet is successfully created. Otherwise, the creation fails. Second interaction diagram describes the process that the users create a new NFT NFT. With a successful login, the user clicked the Create New NFT button and entered NFT material information which they want into the system. The system accepts those information and send an application to the database for NFT creation. After the database create and save the NFT, it will give the feedback to the system, which means a new NFT product is created successfully. When the user is not satisfied with those NFT products, the user can re-enter the NFT material and recreate the NFT until it was satisfied. The last diagram describes the interaction process between the administrator, the system, and the database when the administrator views the transaction history. With a successful login, the administrator clicks the View NFT Transaction History button, and the system will send a request to the database for the information. After received the application, the database sends the transaction history to the system, and the system will print the transaction history list to the administrator, which means the view is successful. When the database sends an error information, the view fails. Next, welcome my teammate Zitong.
The state machine diagram describes the state transition between the front-end and back-end in response to various events when the user publishes NFTs to the marketplace. After the user selects NFTs, the front-end sends a request to the back-end, and while waiting for the response, the user can reselect the NFTs to be published. If a response time is too long or returns a failure status code, the front-end will resend the request. And when the repeated requests do not work, the act of publishing NFTs fails. If the backend responds in time and returns a success status code, then it will record a log of successful publication and publish the NFTs to the marketplace, which means that act is successful. This one describes the state transition when the administrator views the transaction history of NFTs. After the administrator selects NFTs, the front-end sends a request, and the backend checks the administrator privileges and the status of the selected NFTs, then returns a success or failure status code. The failure case is similar to the behavior described in the previous state machine diagram. For successful cases, if the backend returns a success status code, the front-end displays the transaction history of NFTs, indicating that the act of viewing the transaction history is successful. Thank you.